Hi, and welcome back. My name is Robert Jensen. I'm lead SE working for VMware. In the last episode, I showed you how to connect Tanzu Mission Control to your existing vSphere cluster. Today, I'm going to show you how to actually deploy a cluster. And in this one, we're going to use the UI. So on the right here, I have my Tanzu Mission Control, and you can see there's already some clusters deployed or attached. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select Add Cluster, create Tanzu Kubernetes Grid Cluster. Then I'm going to select my management cluster. That's the one we attached the last time. Continue to create cluster. Then I'm going to select a provisioner. And that provisioner here says demo. And if we go over here to the left, you can see my vSphere environment. And you can see the vSphere namespace that we created is called demo. This is where I'm pointing to, and this is where we're going to be deploying our vSphere cluster, our Kubernetes cluster. So if we go back, I'll select next, and we give it a name. We'll call it demo K8s for Kubernetes. Then I have to select a cluster group, and a cluster group, that's a collection of clusters that include some kind of automation, and that automation can be continuous delivery, automatic installation of applications afterward. It can include policies, it can include monitoring and stuff like that. So in this case, I got one called Denmark, and you can see if I select here, there's several others, but we'll get back to them in a later video. Then I need to select the cluster class, and the cluster class is something we enable in vSphere 8 that allows us to select where to deploy our different clusters or on the physical hardware. So in this case, I'll just select the default one. I won't give it a description. I won't give it a label. Go down. I can select proxy configuration. Luckily, I don't have any proxy configuration in this one, but I was able to select it if I wanted to. Then some other things, service to name, our CIDR for services, for pods, etc. But I can select the storage class, and that might be more important. So, and this is the storage class that we added to the vSphere namespace that we created the last time. I'll also add the same to the default storage class, and I could also set it if I want to use volume snapshots, but that'll be for another time. Then I can select the Kubernetes version, and there's several ones available in this setup. Just select this one, and I can also select the different operating system versions. The important thing here is I can select single node or highly available. And in Kubernetes, the management cluster can be either one node or it can be 3 nodes. So highly available means that it's 3 nodes. If I just want to do a quick test Kubernetes cluster, then in my opinion, there's no reason to deploy 3 highly available nodes. If I was doing this in production, of course I would deploy 3 nodes. But for this, let's just select a single one. I'll select the instance types, and again, these are the templates that I created and attached to the vSphere namespace earlier. We'll just say medium. We already selected the storage class, and I'll just say next. I won't add any volumes to this one. And now we get down to the nodes. And the nodes is the workers where I'm actually going to deploy my nodes on. In this case, I'll say I want 3 of those, and I want them to be large. Again, I can set a lot of other things, but we'll go through this. Just say next, set default NTP servers, etc. I won't select that either. I'll just end up saying create. And that's all it took for me to be able to deploy a Kubernetes cluster. So we won't see this all the way through, but hopefully before I'm finished talking, we'll see in the left corner, left window over here, that it starts to actually deploy some of the components for that Kubernetes cluster. And you can see it here. It creates a folder down here, it creates a resource pool. And if I click up here, you can see the demo K8s. And in a few seconds, it will even start to deploy the first management node. Then we'll deploy the worker nodes, and then deploy the rest of the management nodes if there were any. But that's all it took. And looking at the time, that was below 5 minutes to deploy a Kubernetes cluster. Fast, right? So I'll get back to you in the next one and show you how we can actually deploy this using command line.